Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a camera comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A56 and the A55. Now on paper, these two phones look super similar. Same main lens, same ultra-wide, same macro. So you might be thinking, is it even worth upgrading? Well, while the camera hardware hasn't changed much, Samsung did make some behind-the-scenes improvements, like better image processing, stabilization, and low-light performance. So in this video, we're going to test both phones in real-world conditions to see if those changes actually make a difference. Let's get started. Starting with daylight photography, both phones feature a 50-megapixel main sensor with a fast 1.8 aperture, phase detection autofocus, and OIS. The A56 uses the newer Exynos 1580 chip, which slightly improves image processing. Colors on the A56 appear more vibrant and dynamic, especially in scenes with greenery and skies. The A55, while still solid, tends to lean toward a more natural tone, with slightly less contrast. Just a heads up, most of these shots were taken on gloomy days since it's been raining non-stop here lately. That definitely affected lighting conditions. Interestingly, I noticed that the A55 tends to overexpose whites and generally produces brighter images compared to the A56, especially in cloudy or low-contrast scenes. It's something to keep in mind if you prefer a more balanced exposure. The A56 generally offers a slightly better zoom experience than the A55. While both phones have a 10x digital zoom, the A56 tends to produce images with more detail, especially in challenging lighting conditions. In portrait mode, both devices use the same depth mapping from the main sensor. The A56 generally offers improved portrait capabilities compared to the A55, with a slight edge in edge detection and background blur, thanks to enhanced AI processing. One standout feature is the addition of a 2x zoom option, which helps with better subject framing and more refined background separation. While both phones deliver similar facial detail in portrait shots, the A56 often produces a more natural-looking blur and sharper subject focus. It also tends to handle white balance better in selfies, resulting in more accurate and pleasing skin tones. Here are a few more portrait shots taken indoors for comparison. In low-light and night photography, the Galaxy A56 generally delivers slightly better image quality than the A55. You'll notice brighter images, improved contrast, and more accurate white balance on the A56, along with better detail retention in shadowy areas. That said, the A55 has made some progress too, especially in low-light video, thanks to the One UI 7 update. I noticed that the A56 sometimes tries a bit too hard to brighten up scenes, especially in low-light situations. It feels like it's pushing exposure to compensate for the sensor needing more light. The real issue here is the lens. It's just not large enough to let in as much light as the sensor needs. But to be fair, for the average user, which is exactly who this phone is aimed at, a brighter image usually looks better than a darker one. So I get why Samsung made that choice. Both phones support night mode, but the A56 processes shots a bit faster and with noticeably better clarity, making it the more reliable option for quick night snaps. The A55 has a higher resolution front camera at 32 megapixels compared to the A56's 12 megapixels. However, the A56 gets a newer, better 12 megapixel sensor, better post-processing and HDR, resulting in more balanced selfies. The A55 captures more detail, but can sometimes overexpose highlights. Portrait mode is more consistent on the A56. The A56's front camera generally may offer brighter images compared to the A55. But the A55 may produce a more pleasing and natural-looking skin tone, although some prefer the A56's brighter, potentially more accurate skin tones. Both phones support 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 60 frames per second. In daylight conditions, stabilization is solid on both devices. Colors appear slightly more vibrant on the A56, and transitions between light and shadow are smoother. Overall video quality is quite similar, though the A56 tends to produce a slightly warmer tone, while the A55 leans toward a more balanced exposure. In the sample videos, you'll notice some differences depending on whether stabilization is turned on or off. All clips were recorded in 4K at 30 frames per second, except when stabilization is enabled, at which point both phones are limited to shooting in Full HD or 1080p at 30 frames per second. Both phones are capable of capturing good quality footage with decent stabilization, making them reliable options for casual video shooting. So, which one should you choose? If you already own the A55, the upgrade to A56 offers some improvements in video quality, low light performance, and overall processing. But if you're on a budget, the A55 still holds up well for everyday photography. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech comparisons.